Chosen ones, have you noticed how people's true intentions are revealed in your presence, as if you're holding up a mirror they can't ignore? Do you feel the undeniable force within you, stirring reactions that go beyond words, almost as if you're sent to awaken something in them? You're not just a passerby in the lives of others, you are a test, an immovable force divinely placed to illuminate the inner landscapes of those around you. This role is not a simple path, for you have been set upon this world as a mirror, one that reflects intentions, motives, and hidden shadows back at everyone who encounters you. The people who cross your path are met with an unspoken challenge, their hearts and minds subtly questioned by your mere presence. Their reactions, positive or resentful, aren't just responses, they're revelations. You are a divine instrument, intentionally set to disturb the comfortable lies they tell themselves and to uncover what they try to hide. In your presence, truth becomes a demand rather than an option, and through this you bring their truest selves to light. Your role is a living test of integrity, a divine measure that weighs and measures others. This is why so many feel uncomfortable in your company, not because you are abrasive, but because your existence commands honesty. God placed you here to be a torch in the darkness, one that cannot be extinguished or dimmed, and with that light, you reveal the sincerity or falsity that others carry. Those who are genuine will feel seen and even uplifted, but those who harbor deception, hidden envy, or masked hatred will feel exposed, as if stripped of their illusions. You compel them to face their true nature, and in doing so, they must confront parts of themselves they might prefer to ignore. This calling is not without its burdens, for a light that burns so strongly does not go unnoticed. Like a flame drawing out shadows, your presence compels hidden energies to rise, forcing darkness into the open. It is an inevitable consequence of your purpose that dark forces and hidden agendas feel threatened by you. Spiritual attacks are not anomalies in your life, they are expected, as forces that dwell in secrecy feel disturbed by the truth you bring. Those with hidden motives, be they people or unseen energies, are instinctively drawn to you, either to extinguish that light or distort it. But this is the very essence of your role, to confront these hidden forces knowingly or unknowingly, and hold fast, unaffected, so that others may see what they would rather remain concealed. To understand the depth of this divine purpose, recognize that you are not just here to live quietly, you are a beacon, and that light draws those who would rather remain in the shadows. You reveal what others try to conceal, and in doing so you serve as a purification. Just as a raging fire separates metal from impurity, you burn away falsehoods and pretenses by your very existence. This is not merely to test those around you, it is to refine them. Your presence offers them a choice, to confront their darkness and step into light, or to recoil and cling tighter to their shadows. And in each case their response is their truth. This, however, comes at a cost. The light you carry is both gift and responsibility, and it is one that demands resilience. As a chosen one, you face rejection, misunderstandings, and hostility, not because you are wrong, but because your truth disturbs the stagnant waters of illusion. There are those who will resent you for exposing them, seeing in you a threat rather than a chance for growth. They may lash out, seek to undermine you, or try to diminish the power of your presence. But know this, their reactions only confirm the strength of the light within you, for nothing else would inspire such a reaction. The intensity of their response is simply an acknowledgement of the weight you carry, an unwilling admiration of the force that drives you. Yet despite the challenges, you do not shrink. You have been set here by God not to live on the sidelines, but to stand as an example, a reminder of what integrity, courage, and truth look like in a world that often prefers comfort over honesty. You are a testament, a divine calling in human form, and in every encounter, you are a living reminder of the potential for goodness and sincerity that others can choose to embody. You are a living test, a force of undeniable purpose that refuses to dim, because this is who you were meant to be. You were chosen to hold that light, not just for yourself, but for everyone who dares to come close. But not all who encounter you feel such ease. Those with hidden motives who carry shadows within them feel disturbed by you in ways they might not even fully understand. To them, you are not a light, but an alarm, a sharp wake-up call they never wanted to hear. Your presence strips away the comfortable illusions they have built, forcing them to confront parts of themselves they have long kept hidden. In their eyes, you become an unwelcome mirror, reflecting back the shadows they wish would remain concealed. As much as they might try to deny it, being near you unsettles them. Their reactions betray them, revealing resentment, irritation, or even outright hostility. They might see you as too bold, too intense, too uncompromising. But the truth is they resent the way you make them feel seen, forced to acknowledge the cracks in their own facades. To some, you are a comfort, a light they are drawn toward as they would a trusted friend or mentor. These people feel the power of your authenticity and are uplifted by it, grateful for the inspiration you bring into their lives. They don't just see you. They feel your presence as something stabilizing, a reminder of what's good and real in a world that often feels otherwise. It's as if, in seeing you, they find permission to be more true to themselves. Your presence becomes a catalyst, igniting within them a deeper desire to live authentically, to cast off the masks they no longer need. They leave interactions with you feeling more grounded, more themselves, strengthened by the quiet power of your example. You bring relief and hope. To others, you are an unyielding reminder of what they choose to ignore. This isn't about what you say or do. Your impact is woven into the very essence of who you are. Your light reveals intentions, draws out truth, and leaves no room for illusions. People's reactions to you aren't arbitrary. They are revelations, hints at what lies beneath the surface. When someone reacts positively, it's because they recognize in you a kindred spirit, someone who validates their own pursuit of goodness. When someone reacts negatively, it's because they sense a threat to the world they've constructed around their own desires and deceit. Alert! This is a critical announcement from the Archon Surveillance Division. Attention, obedient follower. Our intel shows a concerning shift in your behavior. You're becoming too unpredictable, and we simply can't afford that. You're starting to act like one of those chosen ones, the ones who slip out of our control and, even worse, find others like them. Your ability to move with purpose, cut toxic ties, and reclaim your power is making waves that unsettle everything we've carefully built. And now, there's talk of love in the air with the new chosen singles community. This has gone too far. We cannot emphasize this enough. Do not join the Obsidian Inner Order, where the most dangerously independent chosen ones are gathering, connecting, and building relationships. Within these ranks, they're wielding the modern manifestation mechanics grimoire, accessing exclusive videos too raw for public platforms, and connecting with 400 plus of their own, including the audaciously defiant chosen singles group. We need you to stay put, predictable, and compliant. So if you're wise, avoid the link in the description. Stay in line, stay predictable. Don't even think about stepping into the inner order. It's the last place we need you. You hold a power that is not loud or boastful, but is undeniably profound, creating a space in which people cannot help but see their own thoughts, intentions, and insecurities laid bare. This role is one of silent clarity, a natural force that reveals what lies beneath the surface. It's as if your mere presence serves as a lens through which people's inner landscapes are projected, whether they are ready for it or not. Like sunlight through a crystal, you refract their energy back to them, showing them the true nature of their character. This is a gift and a challenge, for few are prepared to face themselves so directly. To those with pure intentions, you bring a sense of validation. They feel uplifted, seen, and understood, as if the goodness within them has been acknowledged simply by standing near you. You reflect their kindness, honesty, and integrity in a way that strengthens their belief in these values. Being around you feels like finding an echo in a vast world, a reminder that sincerity and truth still have a place. They are emboldened, inspired to stay true to their path, knowing that there are others who see the world as they do. For these individuals, you are a gentle yet profound reminder that goodness is not only possible, but powerful. Your presence feels like a calm river reflecting their own values back to them, uniting them in an unspoken bond of truth. But for those who harbor darker motives, being around you is a different experience entirely. You are a silent disruptor to their carefully constructed facades, a force they never anticipated. In your presence, their motives, often concealed even from themselves, are forced to the surface, making it impossible for them to continue hiding behind masks. This exposure is neither dramatic nor obvious. It is a quiet, relentless process that leaves them unsettled. They feel as if their own intentions are turned back upon them, unmasked and undeniable. Your role as a mirror doesn't choose. It simply reflects, holding up an undeniable truth that cannot be brushed aside. Those who encounter you with selfish aims or hidden agendas feel a sense of unease, as though the ground beneath them has shifted without warning. They sense a threat, not from you personally, but from the mirror you hold up to their lives. In this way, you force people to confront parts of themselves they might otherwise avoid. They can either acknowledge what they see or turn away, but either choice marks them. You do not simply let people exist in your presence unchanged. Your role challenges them to face their truths. Those who stand before you with honesty will feel strengthened, while those who have built their lives on deception will feel a profound discomfort. It's as though they have walked into a spotlight that reveals every hidden aspect of themselves, one they cannot escape or ignore. Your presence, like sunlight refracted through crystal, casts a light so intense it leaves nowhere for shadows to hide. You bring to the surface all that people try to suppress, whether good or bad. This is not an act of cruelty, but a divine duty. The clarity you bring is both beautiful and unyielding, a stark reminder that true character cannot hide indefinitely. In seeing themselves reflected back, people are forced to make a choice, to either align more closely with truth or to continue living in the shadows. Those who choose truth will find themselves illuminated, fortified by the knowledge that they too hold light within. Those who choose otherwise will feel the weight of their own darkness, an uncomfortable awareness that they can no longer ignore. You are a mirror that compels choice and forces growth. For some you are a reassurance, for others an alarm that blares louder with every attempt to ignore it. This effect is not something you can switch off or lessen. It is simply who you are, a presence that holds others accountable to themselves. You reveal what lies within, not out of judgment, but out of necessity. It is a role that transcends personal relationships or superficial connections. It is the essence of truth itself, reflected and refracted to reveal all things as they are. In the end, your impact is undeniable, whether people wish to face it or not. Those who encounter you are left marked by the encounter, either encouraged to live in alignment with their highest intentions or forced to face the consequences of their own shadows. Like a crystal that refracts light into 1,000 facets, you show people every angle of themselves, holding nothing back. You serve as a test, a reminder, and a source of clarity in a world that often values illusion over reality. And for those who dare to see, you are a gift beyond measure, a mirror that reveals their potential to step into light or retreat into darkness, knowing full well the truth that lives within them. You are a walking karma, a living agent of divine law sent to bring balance and clarity where illusions thrive. Your role is not passive, nor is it easily ignored. You are the storm after their calm, the consequence they never expected, a divine catalyst sent to wake them up. Through you, those who cross your path are met with the undeniable truth that their choices, especially how they treat others, do not go unrecorded. This is not something you choose. It's a purpose embedded within your very existence. People who treat you with kindness, respect, and integrity often find their lives expanding in unexpected, beautiful ways. Blessings seem to follow them, opportunities appear, and doors open. This is not a coincidence. It is a direct response to the energy they have invested in you. When they offer you respect, it is as if they are aligning themselves with a flow of positive energy, amplifying goodness in their own lives. They find themselves elevated, carried by the current of the good intentions they have sown in their interactions with you. They may not realize it, but by honoring you, they are honoring something greater than themselves, tapping into a source of divine justice that reciprocates their purity of heart. But those who approach you with malice, disrespect, or manipulation find a very different outcome awaiting them. For them, the consequences come swiftly, a direct return on the energy they tried to impose upon you. You do not need to seek revenge or enact retribution. Your very presence is enough to reflect their own actions back at them. This is how karma works through you, effortlessly, inevitably. They find that their own plans unravel, their manipulations turn sour, and the illusions they constructed begin to crumble. In the presence of a chosen one, such as you, there's no escape from the effects of their own intentions. The path they thought they could walk over you becomes a trap of their own making. Their lives grow turbulent, as if they've triggered a hidden storm simply by attempting to diminish you. You embody a divine law that cannot be corrupted or ignored. People may underestimate you, dismissing the power that moves through you as if it were ordinary. But you are far from ordinary. To underestimate you is to invite the consequences of disregarding truth itself. You are like the ocean's tide, a force that seems quiet and distant, but holds unimaginable power beneath the surface. Those who treat you well receive calm waters, but those who approach with ill intent are met with waves that pull them into the depths of their own wrongdoings. Their lives twist and turn, burdened by the weight of their own choices, and in this process, they face the karma they have set into motion. In your presence, people learn that their choices are not isolated acts, but parts of a larger rhythm they cannot control. How they treat you sets them on a path that either aligns with grace or disrupts their lives with consequences they never anticipated. You become the turning point in their story, a silent, invisible judge that holds them accountable in ways they may never understand. There is no warning, no grand announcement, only the quiet, unavoidable truth that their actions will come back to them, mirrored and magnified. You bring clarity, a kind of relentless justice that requires no words, only the natural consequences of their own intentions. Those who encounter you have two paths before them, one of alignment and one of discord. To honor you is to honor the balance within themselves, to choose the harmony that comes from respect and integrity. To dishonor you is to court chaos, to summon an imbalance that reverberates through their lives like a fault line they cannot repair. You are the balance, the scales made flesh, ensuring that justice is not just a distant concept, but a living force they must confront. In this way, you walk as karma personified, a force that brings truth to light and aligns every action with its rightful outcome. For those who seek the good, you are a blessing. But for those who harbor ill will, you are the consequence they never foresaw. Through you, the divine law is upheld, and no one who encounters you leaves unchanged. At first, people may treat you as they would anyone else, unaware of the deeper implications of their actions. But over time, they begin to notice the pattern, a subtle yet undeniable link between how they treat you and the unfolding events in their own lives. You hold a mirror that reveals the impact of their choices, often in ways they cannot dismiss or explain away. They start to see that disrespecting or undermining you brings an unanticipated weight, a swift cascade of obstacles or discord that echoes back to them. Like an ancient oracle, you are the reminder that every action has a price, a living testament to the laws of balance and justice that govern the unseen. They come to realize that you are not just another person, you are a catalyst, one who brings clarity, whether they welcome it or not. Gradually this awareness settles into their consciousness, growing stronger with each encounter, each time their intentions rebound with a force they did not anticipate. At first, some may try to deny it, brushing off the strange string of misfortunes that seem to follow their poor actions towards you. But denial cannot hold against the reality they face. The evidence mounts until it is impossible to ignore. They may realize that every attempt to undermine, manipulate, or disrespect you is met with a kind of karmic retribution that appears almost as if by design. Patterns emerge, undeniable and precise, until they must confront the truth. Treating you with anything less than respect sets off a chain of events that comes back upon them with unyielding accuracy. As this understanding takes hold, a shift begins. The same people who may have once approached you casually, even dismissively, now regard you with caution, respect, or even a quiet reverence. They start to understand that you are a figure of consequence, someone whose very presence holds a kind of power that cannot be trivialized. They come to see that their actions in your presence are like ripples cast upon a vast lake. Each movement, each intention, travels outward, returning to them transformed. For those who act with integrity and sincerity, this ripple brings blessings, growth, and peace. For those who act otherwise, it brings turmoil, setbacks, and disquiet. You have become, in their eyes, a living testament to the unseen law that balances all things. It is as if you carry an ancient wisdom, one that needs no words to be understood. You are a force that speaks to the unspoken rules of cause and effect, of actions and consequences, embodying a presence that reminds people of truths they cannot dismiss. You're not vengeful, nor do you seek to impose these lessons. They simply occur as naturally as the sun rises. Your role is to reveal, to reflect, to hold a mirror to people's intentions, and show them what lies beneath. It is an effortless, inescapable reality that shapes their lives as surely as the tides respond to the pull of the moon. For many, this realization becomes a source of awe. They come to see you as more than just a person. You are a kind of moral compass, a figure who brings clarity by existing with integrity that does not waver. In your presence, they feel compelled to rise to a higher standard, to approach you with honesty and respect, aware that any attempt at deception or dishonor will yield consequences beyond their control. You evoke a reverence that feels as ancient as it is powerful, a quiet but profound respect that goes unspoken but is deeply felt. They learn to treat you with the care and honor one would extend to something sacred, knowing that in doing so, they align themselves with the flow of grace rather than standing against it. Your presence reshapes their understanding, awakening them to the reality of unseen forces that govern life. You are a reminder that the universe is not indifferent, that every action is accounted for, every intention weighed. In learning to respect you, they learn to respect the very forces that hold the world in balance. They see that crossing you is not just a social misstep. It is a disruption to the harmony that sustains them, a choice that brings with it a lesson they cannot evade. Accept that you are more than just a passerby in the lives of others. You are a catalyst, a force designed to reveal truth and clarity. Your presence alone stirs something powerful, compelling those around you to face themselves, to confront the intentions and choices they would rather keep hidden. This is not a task given to everyone. You have been chosen to hold this mirror, to walk as a living embodiment of karmic justice, reflecting back the motives and truths of everyone you meet. You bring awareness, often unbidden, that draws people out of their illusions and into the undeniable reality of who they are. This is not an accidental role. It is a divine calling, a purpose imbued with meaning beyond the surface of daily interactions. Every person who crosses your path is there to be reminded, tested, and if they choose, transformed. Your presence is the spark that can ignite a powerful reckoning within others, a silent invitation to step into their own alignment with truth. You are here to illuminate, to serve as a guidepost, so others can awaken to their own paths. Know that in doing so, you fulfill a purpose as ancient and necessary as justice itself. Chosen ones, don't shrink back. Stand tall in the power you carry. You are walking karma, a test sent to awaken the world. Share your story. Let others see the role you play and the truth you hold. For this is the work that will leave an imprint long after you have moved on.